So for this week, week 7, we will investigate a new language, PHP 5, and this chapter show the basic language PHP 5. So PHP stands for what? Have you an idea? PHP stands for, okay, so PHP stands for PHP Hypertext Preprocessor. PHP stands for I will write PHP stands for PHP Hypertext Preprocessor. Okay, so this confuses many people because the first word of the acronym is the acronym. So this type is called a recursive acronym. So keep in the mind that PHP stands for PHP Hypertext Preprocessor. Okay? Good. So what is PHP? PHP is a server scripting language. So a server scripting language. For making dynamic and interactive web pages. So what is the difference between server scripting and client scripting language? So until now we discussed HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and we say that all this language are client side. Why? Why HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are client side programming? Because when we save an HTML document or a CSS file or a JavaScript file, we will save this file in our PC, in our client, okay? And we can execute these files using our browser. So they work in client side. It is clear? So now we will create our file not in the client but in another machine, in the server. So we will use another application. So our client application is the browser. But here we will use, for example, EasyPHP as a server. Okay? And when we will create our program, we will save this program in the server. For example, exercise 1.php. Yes. And this server has an IP address. For example, this is the IP address. Okay, so the browser sends a request to the server request, and in this request we will specify that we want to execute exercise1.php. So please, the browser sends a request to EasyPHP to our server and say, please execute exercise1.php. So the server executes exercise1.php, prepare a response and send this response to the browser. And this response is an HTTP response, so the browser displays the response to the user. Okay? So when we use PHP, we say that we want to making dynamic web pages. So why we use dynamic? Why we say that it is a dynamic web page? So if we make HTML page is static. So why HTML is static, can create a static web page, but PHP can create dynamic web page? What is the difference between static and dynamic? Any response? It is changing, yes. So here with PHP the response can change, but with HTML we will get the same response in every request. So for example, here in my browser, if I will execute exercise1.html, I will get the same response, the same display. For this reason, I say that is static. HTML is static. It is clear? But PHP here, PHP really is a program. When I write PHP file, keep in the mind that PHP is a program. It is not a simple file. So for this program and the input, I can send request with information. And in the output will be created, and is created based on what? The output is created based on the input, on the request and all the information. So an example, for example, when I want to open my Facebook account. Here in my login and password, I will specify my login. For example, Razwan here. and my password. After that, when I click on OK, there is a dynamic web page. So why it is dynamic? Because here I will find all my friends, all my posts, etc. So if another user go to Facebook web page and enter his login and his password, after that, when he clicks on OK, another web page will be displayed with the friends of this user and all the posts of this user, all the message of this user, etc. So it is clear the difference between dynamic web page and static one, and the difference between PHP as a server scripting language and HTML as a client-side programming language. Okay, good. So let's begin now with this chapter. So the objectives of this chapter is to learn how we can write PHP code to perform a specific task, and how to resolve problems in a PHP program, and how to write PHP functions to perform specific tasks. Let's begin with the first example. So this is an example of a PHP code. So when we write this PHP code, we have to save this code with a name of a program, for example, example, and a file extension. So what is the file extension here? .html, .php, very good. So here, PHP. Okay. So there are different manners to create a PHP file, but we can embed some PHP parts in an HTML document. So here, this is the first part is in HTML. This part is HTML. This part is PHP. So when we make HTML plus PHP plus HTML, the result will be a PHP file. It is clear? Okay. So what is the difference between HTML code and PHP code? So to write PHP code, we have to prepare a special begin and end of the PHP code. So what is how we can say that this is the begin of my PHP code? We just write less interrogation mark PHP. That means begin of PHP code. No, we can write body with small letters, not in capital. And this is the end. end of PHP code. Okay, so print here is a predefined function. It is equivalent to system.out.println in Java or printf in C. So print, that means I want to display hello world. Any questions about this first example? So what is the result of this example? When I execute example.php in the browser, I will obtain what? I will obtain the following prints hello world. After that, hello world. Okay? So the result will be clear page. The result will be this part, the following prints hello world and hello world. It is clear? Okay. So if I want in this example to print hello world in with background color yellow, for example, or in I want to, yes, both will be displayed, because here when I execute this PHP code, I will begin with HTML, after that head, after that body, after that I find this sentence. So the following prints hello world will be displayed in the browser. After that I find this code, this PHP code, and in this PHP code there is an instruction to print hello world. So hello world will be also displayed. After that, end body and HTML. So in this example, the result will be like this in the browser. So let's suppose that this is my browser, and the result will be the following: prints hello world, after that hello comma world. So if I want that hello world, this part will be in new line. I want that this part will be here. How I can modify this PHP code to display hello world in new line? Not on the /n, but just here I will add BR or P also. Yes, I can add P or BR. It is clear? Okay, so if I want that hello world be as heading 1, in this case, yes, I will write in my example here, print, here I will write H1, and here I will write and H1. It is clear? Okay, so the difference, what is the difference between BR and P? So BR make a return to a new line. For example, here, exercise 1, BR, exercise 2. The display will be exercise 1, new line, exercise 2. Okay? But if I write exercise 1, paragraph, exercise 2, and paragraph, in this case, the display will be exercise 1, after that exercise 2 as a paragraph. So when exercise 2 is displayed as a paragraph, there is a space before and after exercise 2. Here a space and here a space. So paragraph display exercise 2, P display exercise 2 as a paragraph, and when I use P, I will obtain a space before and after this paragraph. But BR just make exercise 2 in a new line. It is clear the difference between BR and P? Good. So how we can write a comment in PHP code? We can use 3 manners to create a comment in my code. 3 manners. So the first one is like C. This is a comment. The second one like C++. I will use this manner. The third manner is shell way, so I will use hash. After that, I will write my comment. So keep in mind that in PHP 5, there are 3 manners to make comments. It is clear? Any questions? Okay. Let's move now to variables. How we can create a variable in PHP 5. So to create a variable, I use the $. After that, the name of the variable. For example, $x. This is a variable equal 5. So this is a variable x. So the name of the variable is x, and the value of the variable x is 5. So we can use, for example, $count, $_ object, $A123. Okay. So there are some example of illegal variable names. So I can the variable cannot begin with an integer, a number. For example, here $123 cannot be a variable in PHP. Also, we cannot begin our variable with a special character like star. So I cannot write $x. This is illegal variable name. It is clear? This is an example of PHP code, and in this example we want to calculate the circumference of a circle. So the circumference of a circle equal P multiplied by the diameter. So in this example we have 3 variables, P, radius, and circumference. So for P, I will assign the value 3.14. For the radius of my circle, I assign the value of 5. So the circumference of my circle equal the value of P multiplied by 2 multiplied by the radius. So this is a comment. In blue, this is a comment. Any questions? It is clear? Okay. Let's move now to managing variables, how we can manage our variables. So in PHP there are some predefined functions that can be used to manage variables. The first function is set. So this is a predefined function. Set is a predefined function, and this function determine if a variable is set and is not null. Okay? So if is set first name, a print first name is set. It is clear? Okay. So in PHP offers some predefined functions like isSet, and for example this function determines if a variable is created or is set and it is not null. So if I write if is set first name, so if the first name is created and the value of the variable first name is not null, so in this case is set returns true. But if first set name is not created or first name, the value of first name equal null, in this case is set return false. It is clear? This is the first function. The second one is unset. So unset destroy the specified variable. Destroy the variable, the specified variable. For example, here $name equal John Doe. This is the first instruction. This first instruction create variable name and assign a value John Doe. Okay. After that, when I write unset name, that means I will destroy this variable name. I will destroy the variable name. After that, when I write if is set name, $name, print $name is set. So in our example, this is give us undefined variable, undefined variable. Why? Because I already destroyed the variable name, so the variable name is undefined. So keep in the mind that is set determine if a variable is set and is not null, and destroy is not null. So the value of this variable is not null. Here there is a difference between null and defined. So here, for example, if I write $x equal null, yes, it destroy the in the previous example is destroy the variable, not the value. So $x equal null. Here the value x is defined, but the value is equal null. But if I write destroy x, in this case x will be undefined. X does not exist. It is clear? Another function is empty. So if empty name, print error, forget to specify a value for a name. So empty determine whether a variable is considered to be empty. So a variable is considered to be empty if it does not exist or its value equal false. I repeat. So empty, the function empty determines whether a variable is considered to be empty. A variable is considered empty if it does not exist or if its value equals false. It is clear? Let's move now to superglobals. So PHP offers many superglobals, like for example $get is a superglobal. Is an array that includes all the get variables that PHP received from the client or browser. $post. So superglobals are predefined global variables or structures, and we can use their structures to a specific task. For example, $_get is an array, is a predefined array, and this array includes all the get variables that PHP received from the client browser. $post also is an array that includes all the post variables that PHP received from the client browser. Yes, but here there are not only global but superglobals. That means predefined arrays or predefined structures. So here we can find server, an array for server, the values of the web server variables, an array with the environment variables, an array for cookies variables, an array for post variables, an array for get variables, etc. This is an example, and in this example we will use the superglobals post. So this example. In this example we will use the superglobal post. So in this example we created an HTML document. So in this HTML document, we want to create this form. So to create this form in HTML document, we use the tag form. And in this tag form, I have specified action equal welcome.php and the method equal post. After that, name input type equal text name equal name. After that, email input type equal text name equal email. After that, input type equal submit. So here, if I click on submit, I will send an HTTP request. So can you give me, for this HTTP request, this HTTP request will be sent to the server, and we will set out to this server to execute what? What is the action of this HTTP request? Yes, we will execute the file welcome.php. And after that, if I write here A and here B, that means I want to execute welcome.php with the name. The name. This is equal what? The name equal what? Here A, and the email equal B. And in my example, the method is post. So this variables, the email and name will be in the super global $_post. It is clear? Any questions? So this is the HTML code. This is the HTML code. So what is the name of this file? Yes. Yes, it is saved in $_post. What is the name of this file? Welcome.php. So here I write body welcome. After that, this is a PHP code, and I write echo. Echo is like print. Echo is like print. This is a predefined function, echo, like a print. After that, I write $post name. What's the meaning of this code? $post name. Yes, okay. So here in a PHP code, question mark, that means here, this is the question mark. I use question mark with PHP this to say that this is the begin of PHP code, and question mark with this, with more than, this is end of PHP code. يعني هنا بالعربي عندما نكتب PHP كود في خلط بين ال HTML وال PHP كود في نفس الفايل. اوكي، عشان نقول انه من هنا حبدأ كتابة PHP كود استعمل اقل ثم علامة الاستفهام ثم PHP وفي النهاية استعمل علامة الاستفهام اكبر. It is clear? Okay. After that, echo, that means print, like a print. After that, $post name. Here I will use the super global post. Why? Why I will use the super global post? I will use the super global post because our request here is sent with the method post. Our request is sent with the method post. So I write $post name and $post name. هذا $post name give me this value. The value when I click on submit, the value sent is SEU. مفهوم؟ After that, the same here, $post email give me the value sent when I click on submit, contact@seu.edu.sa. So the result will be welcome. So I write here welcome, welcome. After that, echo PHP $name give me SEU. Yes, yes, yes. So in PHP code, when I write $post email, that means give me the value sent in the request post of the variable email. Yes. So for example here, if I write not SEU but CCI, if my example here I write CCI, yes, 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 this code is created based on the previous HTML code. So in the HTML code is in the browser, in the client side. This code is a PHP code is saved on the server side, and the request is sent from the client to the server when I click on submit. When I click on submit. So if I write here not SEU, I will write here, for example, I will write CCI. So the result here will be modified, not welcome SEU, but welcome CCI. So for this reason, we talk that it is a dynamic web page. So the web page will be modified based on the request of the client. It is clear? So $post name, $post email. So here, for example, if I write not name, but I will write X. Okay, in my HTML code, I will write for the first input the name is X. Here in the in my example, I will find what? I will find here an error. Error. Not welcome SEU, but an error. Why? Because here I write $post name. So I have to write $post and here X and not name. Yes. So if I write here name equal X in my HTML document, in my PHP document I have to write $post X. It is clear? Okay. This is another example, and in this example I will use the method get, not post. Okay? And I have the name here, the name is color. So I prepare my form, and all my form are some checkbox. For example, here red, after that green, etc. So I use the same name for all the checkbox. So in PHP code, here, I have to write $get color. It is clear? So in my example, if I modify get by post, I will write $post color, not get. Good. I want to save the attendance. Just a moment, please.